to another edition of Entrepreneurship in Focus. I'm your host, Marlon Joseph. I'm most excited to be here because several phenomenal things has happened, and I'm here with an amazing guest. Of course, we're going to get into that shortly. But how are you guys doing? It's a pleasure to connect with you and to see you joining our program. I'm seeing Margaret joining from Barbados. I'm seeing Charissa from Canada and several other persons joining our program. It's a pleasure to have you guys joining yet another edition. You will see here my trophy because I'm celebrating. I was a semi-finalist in the Speakers National Youth Debating Competition, and a few minutes ago we held our final debate and the award ceremony. Of course, it's something to celebrate. As well as this past weekend, we would have concluded the most anticipated Guyana SME Investment Conference, of which we were able to benefit from several keynote speakers on topics that were designed to help us grow. We've had speakers like Dr. Tanzil McCalmont, we've had European Union Ambassador to Guyana, Trinidadian Ambassador to Guyana, and several other persons positing knowledge so that we can grow. It was well received from all of the participants and the persons that would have worked to make the program a success. I want to use the opportunity to say thank you. For instance, persons like the Guyanese critic, we've had persons like, or organizations like Target Logistics Inc., Clark's Productions, as well as the Ministry of Tourism and several other persons, including the IDB, supporting and working to make our conference a success. When I was coming to the studio, I was listening to a song that was being played in the radio station, played on the radio, and that song connected with me, and I was singing to the top of my voice. The song is Roar by Katy Perry. It says, I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess, so I sat quietly, agreed politely. I guess I forgot that I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I felt for everything. And of course, you held me down, but I get up, already brushing up the dust. And I was enjoying that song because it spoke about a person finding their purpose and finding their voice and just going forth and being bold and being innovative and being, according to the song, there's a tiger, fearless and ruthless and being dominant. So that song stood out to me, and I was able to connect with it, and I had a great time. And through the conference, I want to link it to that. I was able to overcome many of the challenges that were posed, and we had a successful conference. Persons came from different countries to participate in the conference, from the United States, from Trinidad, from Suriname, and we also were able to sign an agreement with One Shot International from the USA. Notwithstanding, this evening we've got a phenomenal guest in studio who came in from Trinidad to participate in our conference, and she's doing phenomenal things. When she called me to inquire about our conference, I was like, wow, I definitely need to connect with this individual. So I said, all right, I'm doing a program, let us invite her, let us ask her to participate. I asked my business colleague to meet with her, and he too was impressed, and because of that, tonight we're having her join us in the studio. My friend and business colleague, welcome Karena Sukhu.
I'm happy to be here. Really, really happy, Marlon. Thanks for the opportunity. I am spending a lovely evening.
It's a pleasure to have you on our show. And yesterday we were able to go on a tour. We went through Linden, and that was an amazing experience.
It was. It was. It really was.
And what are your thoughts about our food? Because we were able to eat nice food yesterday.
Yes, I love the local cuisine, particularly what we had yesterday, the chana cook-up rice with coconut milk.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite different from our pilau in Trinidad, but yeah, lovely. everything to me was delicious. I really enjoyed the cuisine. All
Awesome.
of it, yeah. But yesterday's meal though, it stood out.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yes.
think it because of the locality and what it was all about. Yeah.
Yes, we had a really good time. All of the food that we ate at Five Corner was really good. It was really well put together, and the cooks, the people that are there, did a phenomenal job. Their business is tropical something. So
Tropical reflections.
tropical reflection.
Yeah, tropical reflections. I believe that's yeah.
They're doing a phenomenal
Yeah.
job up there.
Yeah.
Every day I would go there and I'd eat
That
large.
fish with the cheese sauce thing there, and the it was chicken with tamarind sauce also. Yeah, lovely. Oh, lovely.
Awesome. So tell us a bit about Karina. Who is Karina Sukhu?
Okay, Karena Sukhu from Trinidad and Tobago. A kind-hearted person, passionate about business, passionate about adding value to lives, really being authentic, and that's something that I've learned, over the years, that it just doesn't happen. You really need to understand yourself, understand your worth, know your passion, carve that path so that you can walk in that passionate space so that you can do your best work. So I am really about, if I can say my superpower, I believe it would be coaching. I think the ability to actualize clarity, it's something even in my years in corporate, it's something I was able to do, to just connect the dots, those gray areas, have conversations, find those resolutions, easily. I think influence is such a great thing. Something that I believe, like, the more you get to understand yourself, your self-awareness, it helps you to go out there and just do your best work.
I love it. So what motivated you to go into entrepreneurship?
Okay, so it's at that point when I was doing, my very best work in corporate, and you're doing your best work, but yet still there was something in there. You just didn't have that complete, that fulfillment. It was meaningful work, but I personally didn't have that fulfillment, and I had to complete a master's program. I had a busy job and all of that, so I couldn't, the timing and everything, it didn't work out. So I decided, you know what, I would resign, and then I will go out on my own and do me, just explore, doing work. Sometimes when you working, you are overworked, and you tend to like not really realize those things that are important to you. So I feel what happened to me in that at that time in my life is that I basically felt as though, okay, it's this wasn't happening for me, and I took the leap. I mean, like all entrepreneurs,
Yes.
I just decided, okay, Karina, just do this. But I also it just didn't happen. I planned it out basically. To be quite honest, I was clear that I have to finish my studies, ensure finances and everything would have been okay, so that you can take that step. And that's what I did. And I've been since 2014. Started off freelancing, then you became qualified. With us, well, coaching definitely, and it took that part from there. It hasn't been an easy road, not an easy road, not an easy road, but definitely an exciting road. Even in the daunting moments, you have to stay on course in terms of where you want to go. Just look at that big vision, and yeah, just continue doing your best work. Show up each and every time doing your best work.
Definitely. You have one life to live. So why not doing things that you love and you want to do?
Yes.
I mean, every time persons are thinking about paying a bill. But what about doing things that you love so that you can succeed while also paying your bills?
Yes.
And life begins when you step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So taking a bold step to say, all right, I'm going to leave corporate to go into entrepreneurship is not easy. Particularly, for instance, I often compare to me working in the public service. I've had to now decide or make a conscious, deliberate decision that I have to work. Because if you don't work, you don't get paid.
Exactly.
So how am I going to succeed, and how am I going to be somebody in life and still earn? And that has helped me to make a conscious, deliberate decision that, Marlon, these are the things or the systems you need to put into place so as to ensure your continued success or growth.
Yes,
and I love the fact that you were able to plan out what you want to do.
Yes, you have to know what is important and valuable to you. And that's something that I tell clients all of the time. That's the thing that we sometimes miss. And particularly, I mean, it can be an error if you get into entrepreneurship and you're unclear about what is important and valuable to you.
So help me understand your business, Caption Consulting and Coaching Services.
Okay, so Caption Consulting and Coaching Limited. So I can ask you a question, right?
Sure.
What is a caption?
A caption, a headline,
Okay, and what does that do?
gives persons awareness of what is to come.
So yeah, we got another.
Yes.
So I just tell you actualizing clarity. So that's where we at. So caption, it makes things clearer. It really does, right? So the example I use, so if I send a pic on WhatsApp, I put a note, the caption at the bottom there I send.
Okay.
So you know I'm at London, you know. So you know. If I send a photo just so that you wouldn't know. So Caption Consulting and Coaching Limited, and even the logo, the way it is designed, you see the two C's is basically intersect. Because that's my my coming, you know, to your company to work, and you come in and we actually collaborating. So it's about a collaboration. So Caption Consulting and Coaching Limited, particularly it's about entrepreneurial development and also leadership development.
Okay.
All right. Both of it. I can go into details if
Yes,
you
you
want
can.
about it. Okay. So in terms of leadership development, the way I look at it, it's in corporate, and you're within a system. So that you have to obviously connect with the core values, vision, mission of that business, and you know you work in alignment. If you talk about entrepreneurship, it's basically you as the entrepreneur, you are the one in the driving seat. So you're the system basically. So you're building it out. So both of them, it's about mindset. It's about understanding what is it that I'm doing, and really developing that growth mindset so that you can move forward. But in both aspects, you know, it's just a bit of a difference. As an entrepreneur, you are the one who would develop the mission, vision, core values of the business, and it all pertains to basically how you feel as a human being and what that's about for you, and then you move from there. With leadership development, sometimes, you know, there are some, you know, maybe some performance improvements, you know, communication, those things that would require some improvement to go to the next level. And that's where when we do leadership coaching. So the idea is that you wouldn't stay stuck, you know, like you're fluctuating. You don't want to fluctuate. You want to really step up, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So in both instances, in terms of what I do in both consulting and coaching, that is what it is about. Change management also.
I love it, on helping persons to understand mission and vision. And you would have spoken about the opportunity with business and with leadership. But what about me as a person? Do you help me understand my mission and vision? Because that also helps me to be clearer when I'm doing company or business SME mission and vision, as well as leadership.
Well, right. So in the startup phases, you know, what I've realized is that sometimes you have a great business idea, but you know, I call it the strategic focus. You know, so you have the operational focus. So you know, okay, this is what I need and all of that to get it to the customer. But you need to also have that strategic focus. So to really taking that time and understanding as a person, okay, so this is my vision, this is my mission, and these are my core values. And that's what I mentioned earlier. Those core values, it normally informs, you know, what the culture of that business. So you running your business, it informs what that culture is going to be like. What kind of leader are you? So yes, definitely. If there's that the one-on-one sessions like that, you know, definitely I do those also. Leadership development, that would be under leadership development.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if we should zoom in a bit on these sessions, what do these sessions look like? Are they month, 2 months, 3 months? And what other components are covered during the sessions?
Okay, so it's so with coaching, so we'll talk about coaching, right? Consulting would be a completely different topic.
Okay.
Entirely, but I mean, basically it's about, first of all, understanding where you are now. So in both instances, where am I now? where is the business at, where am I now, and then understanding where do you want to go, and in between that, we'll have to realize, well, there's a gap there. So how are we gonna move forward? What are we gonna do? What are those goals? So it's about goal setting also. And so you asked me about the coaching sessions. How do they work? So it's normally it's up to the client whether you would like to meet on a weekly basis, you would like to meet 3 times per month, or if it's like twice per month, you can do that also. All right. In terms of what is covered, so what is covered, the agreement and everything about coaching, it is based on the client, because remember, I am not I'm not going to tell you what to do, right? I'm a co-partner with you on this journey as you realize your potential. All right. So you are obviously the person who is, you're the boss.
Yes.
All right. I'm just there to co-partner with you so that you can move forward positively. All right. So different areas, like sometimes there's time management, communication. Those are some of the the areas that would be covered. Again, I'm just saying this based on what I've done before. Clarification of core values, that's often a big one. Because when we have the initial clarification call and I ask that question, you find that unsure, right? So that's a good starting point. Yeah.
I like it, and before I go into entrepreneurship, some of the areas that I was able to cover, for instance, who am I? Bear in mind, what is my purpose here?
Yes.
And I believe those are the 3 main components when interacting with persons, and persons must be able to answer throughout this lifetime.
Yes.
Who am I? Where am I? And what is my purpose here? And then we can further delve into, what do I want in life? And why should I get it? Why should good things happen to me? And if not me, then who?
Yes.
And if not now, when? So all of these are coaching principles, and I believe we must be able to understand it if we want to go into the right direction. And I'm happy that you are also working in this field to help persons in their leadership as well as SMEs. Because I find a lot of persons, they're just operating and they're operating, and busyness is not business.
Yeah.
Because business is systems and strategies and working and doing things that are planned and well coordinated and stuff.
And goal setting, achieving those goals. What is it for you? That's important to know. And sometimes, and why I say it's important to know who you are, because what do? We make decisions. And if you think that you're indecisive, you're unclear about your decisions, then you might need to check something there.
But I'm happy that you share that, because for the list of questions, we ask about persons' childhood experiences. Negative or positive, we ask about persons' family of origin in the birth family. Because all of those generational traits and things, negative and positive, affects the way we think, affects our decision-making process, and sometimes we may be blind to things that are not necessarily accurate or true, but it affects us during our judgment. So when we're making decisions, from which place is the decision coming from?
Exactly. Is it from your fear? Is it from your childhood experiences? It's a belief system, right? I mean, let's make that clear.
Yes.
All of the experiences, it forms a belief system. It works for you or really not for you, or against you in some cases. So the idea is to really, that's why you spoke about purpose, really understanding who you are as an individual, your worth. I started with that, right? Understanding your worth. Some of us believe, okay, we're not deserving, but why? I mean, who told you that? You understand what I'm saying? So it's about just getting to all of those things and understanding, there's some relearning here. We need to instill some new beliefs in there. And this is what coaching is all about. It's really to take you to that place of being here and to a future that is, success on your terms. That's how I see it. People, they have jobs and they do things, but it's really not on their terms. They feel as though they don't have that power. They're not empowered and enlightened to make those decisions. So you have to consult, with someone. Now it's different. As a coach, I'm not telling you what to do. All right, I'm co-partnering with you, and we're working together on something. But I'm speaking about the person who cannot make a decision. I need to get validation from four or five persons. All of those things. This is what coaching really helps you with. Especially in leadership positions as an entrepreneur. Also, it's important because you are the person, you're in charge. But sometimes, yes, you have the role, but it comes with some relational skills that's important. What about emotional intelligence?
Yeah.
That's something that I also coach on a lot. Emotional intelligence is quite important. See, self-awareness.
Yes.
That when you are unaware of certain things, that's another reason why you just make decisions and okay, what did I do? What did I do? So that's what actualizing clarity is about. When you have that clarity, you could move forward progressively with confidence. And that's what it is about. It's about a progression. It's not perfection. Always about progression.
When I listen to you, I remember my experience, and I think many persons are functional but not fulfilled.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Miriam Williamson who posited, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us the most. And we ask ourselves, who might be brilliant, talented, gorgeous, or fabulous? Actually, who are we not to be? And when I think about that, and I think about everybody understanding their calling and their purpose, and performing at their best, regardless whether you're the cook, the cleaner, the chief bottom washer, whatever it is, you're doing it to the best of your ability. Imagine how this world would be.
Yes.
And imagine the life that you would live, a more fulfilled life. And sometimes we expect that everybody should know how to step into their light or to activate their calling. Everybody should know. They need coaches and mentors to be able to point persons or to help them realize their potential, like dreams realized or potential realized.
And I must, add in here, I'm so happy to be also in the One Shot International program as a mentor. I think it gives entrepreneurs that opportunity also, because in terms of what the program is all about, you have, it's going to cover the modules that's necessary to take you to the next level. It's important. Sometimes some points are missed, but I believe with this program, it's really, it's full coverage. So
yes.
Fully covered.
Like, what is your story?
Yeah, exactly.
And your story sells and connects people. And I oftentimes tell people too, people support a business or an idea for different reasons. One, some people can come for price. Some people will buy from or support your business because maybe you're a single mother.
Yes.
Or you have a beautiful smile. Or some part of your life connects with you. People buy for different things. So you have to now be able to know and to sharpen your skills and to be able to tell your story effectively so that people can know. And then it therefore means that you need to come out from the back, you need to come out from being mediocre and come out from shying away, to come to the forefront, realize your potential, realize that you're unique, realize that you can go forward and you can be successful. Now watch this. The habits of successful people, or if you want to shy away from that, the people that were able to be successful in entrepreneurship. What are they doing and what am I doing? How are they managing their time and how am I managing my time? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. But some of us sleep, some of us are on social media just scrolling, some of us doing all kinds of things, but we want to be successful. It doesn't work like that.
Well, it's about what is important and valuable to you. That needs to be identified, definitely. So then you can move forward. Or else, you'll just be going around in circles, as they say, a vicious cycle. So you'd find that time is passing and okay, months has passed. Okay, mid 2023, what did I achieve? And the questions come up again. You know, so it's like a form of self-sabotage, to be quite honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that Caption Consulting is in this field, that is educating businesses and coaching them, helping to point them in the right direction,
Yes.
and helping them to have clarity.
Yes.
What is it do I want and why should I get it? Why should you come to my business, and what services or products do I have that are unique? So you'd want to give us an idea of some of your clients that you would have worked with?
Yes, in Trinidad it would be small those small businesses, a few small businesses, and it would start also on a consulting role. All right. So when I do the strategic focus of a business, it's really to help those businesses be very clear on their mission, vision, and core values, because that basically informs everything else that would happen. All right. Because I also need to understand like the culture of these businesses. So if it's particular, it's not really like a particular sector, but small businesses, small and medium-sized businesses. It's really where it is for me. I also work with a government agency. Well, not like as a consultant. So I also do training there in marketing and business planning, how to start a business. Those are some of the modules I cover also.
Awesome. So what has the response been like? Because here, sadly, many small business owners, or as we now learn to call it, growing business or wealth generating businesses, sadly don't see the need for training and coaching. So what has your experience been like? Is it the same in Trinidad?
Yes. Yes. I would say yes, because here's what happens when it gets really tough. You know, the person, the business owner might call back and say, "Oh, Karena, so I would have started something," and then they would say, "Okay, so I'm good. Yeah, we can go," but it's not thorough enough. It's not thorough. So we need to get to that place of thoroughness, and the consulting aspect. That alone, yes, it's helpful, but you need to have that collaboration. You need to have that collaboration, because sometimes, remember, you are in your business and you're not seeing everything. I mean, you're caught up in the day-to-day operation.
Yes.
But having someone external, they would have a different vantage point. Things that I might be able to see, you wouldn't be able to see. You know, so this is what it's all about.
Somebody called me this morning, and this was one of the participants from our conference, and the participant said, "I really enjoyed that conference, and what I loved about it was that all of the speakers that were there, they were able to speak from a place of experience, in a sense that they shared their personal experience and how they were able to move from the bottom to climb to where they are." And that serves as a motivation. And likewise, I'd want to hear from you, because entrepreneurship is not a fly by night,
No.
and it's not easy. So help us understand some of the challenges that you would have faced in business.
Okay. Challenges. There wasn't when I registered my business. I think I did not have the clarity. To be honest, I didn't have all of that clarity that was needed. You know, so in my line of work, I needed to understand truly who I am, you know, and what I can offer the marketplace. So that was the starting point of it for me. That was I wouldn't say it was a major challenge, but it was something I needed to address. And once I did that, you know, it's the issue of getting clients. You know, like these clients. My major issue. I was comparing myself a lot, because I would have started off. Remember, we would have coaches who will have like they certified and they have like 5 years experience, 10 years experience, 15 years experience. You know, I got my certifications and everything back in 2020, but I was doing coaching before that. But I believe in the whole idea of being certified. But for me, the idea was just basically to just be able to give my best. But the comparison, again, it was always something is a saboteur. And then I had this perfectionist approach. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs who are listening right now would have experienced that, like, even if I have to make a post, it has to be perfect. And I had to work myself out of the perfectionist. And obviously, I would have engaged in coaching to help me. But those were the major challenges. And the more I became clear on what is important and valuable to me, and how this could move forward, and how I can really add value to persons, it became much clearer. But I think the struggle is really one that's like an inner struggle, Emotional intelligence is also important. The more you when you become aware of truly what are your triggers, for example, you'll know how to manage it in a room. So when you build that personal competence, that social competence now comes into play. So when you have to go out there and you have to speak and you have to represent your business, you do it with much more confidence. But in terms of the obstacles and the issues or so, I would say for me it has been a lot of me like holding myself back, just the perfectionism, sometimes the comparing yourself, but those will really just keep you back. You have to get out there, as you say, get out of your comfort zone. You have to just move away from it,
Yeah. And I'm happy that you share that, because sometimes we are the ones that are actually holding us back. And even with some of our self-limiting beliefs.
Oh, yes.
Those things, we need to get rid of it. We need to allow ourselves the time to grow and know that growth is a process. It won't happen overnight. And I too was a victim of this
overanalyzing?
No, not overanalyzing, but I was a perfectionist with business too. When I started my training business, I wanted everything to be A1, everything to be direct like this. The folders had to be turned a certain way. The documents had to be stapled a certain way, and all of these things just to ensure. And some people will be, it's one to you, but I was of the opinion, okay, I need to get it right, and everybody's looking and so on. And you have to, and I would used to take extra money to invest in extra quality so that person can be able to benefit. Which really and truly, I used to overinvest to ensure that person's thing.
Exactly.
So all of the little profits that I would have made, I invested it in the quality.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, too, we want to maintain the standard, and we want to have a level of, this is what I offer.
And embrace the vulnerable moments, as a leader, as an entrepreneur. It happens, and you're not going to say, well, okay, I failed. It's not about that. And even if you did, you keep going. And we have this fear of success, but also, in fact, I should say the fear of success is also a big one, right?
Yes,
the fear of failure, yes, that's one. But the fear of success is also another.
No, but think of it. Many people don't envision or understand what success really means to them.
That's personal, exactly. But when you know what is important and valuable to you, success is on your terms.
No, but if I don't have terms, for instance, I want to be successful, right? If I'm to be asked, what does the success mean to me? How many persons can answer that?
Exactly.
Is success having a car, having a job? What does success mean to persons?
But your core values, Marlon, it usually informs that.
Yes.
So that's why I stress it. I mean, a clarification of your core values, that's the starting point.
I like it.
Yeah. For a business also, and you did ask about those personal one-on-one. Yeah, definitely. That's a good place to start.
When I started my business, of course, I believed I had it all figured out. And many times people also believe that they have it all figured out. But the plan...
I was guilty of that.
No, but hear that. And even so, the plan is in our heads, but not on paper. So when you put your plan on paper, you're able to come back and you're able to analyze, and you're able to see things differently and clearer, as well as you can share different aspects of the vision or the plan, so the person can guide you in the right way. Because as you said, we can be crowded and we can be blinded by our vision.
And there also the noises. The noises are there, and that could also keep you back from, just moving ahead positively, progressively. Yeah. Limiting beliefs is a real thing. Yeah.
I remember when I got my first no. No, it tore me up actually. I went home and I slept for the rest of the day. I felt depressed. I felt like, what's this? I got a no and I was embarrassed. But I was able to master some courage. Les Brown said you gotta be hungry. You have to go after things as if it is yours and it will become yours and you will achieve. And I was able to use some of the motivation from him and his experiences. And I was able to go back and get it into yes.
Exactly. And you know what? It helps you. We're on a learning curve also as an entrepreneur. Just we need to remember that, you're learning new things, continuous learning. This is the journey that we're all on, and we should embrace it.
For instance, with the conference that I had, there were several things that I learned. For instance, the process of a non-national getting a visa to come to Guyana, and the power of a letter, because one invitation letter can do so much,
Yes.
and several experiences as it relates to management and coordination, and then everybody's trying to come and tell you how they feel you should do things. But in that same light, well, getting ideas is good. If you had the know-how, then why didn't you do it?
Exactly.
So why you want to come and direct me in my vision? So everybody will come and the nurse will come to tell you that you should do this way, and when you don't do it this way, they vex.
Yeah. So you're very clear about what is important to you. You remember you mentioned your purpose, and you went through that process already. So even the way you would have executed on that project, it was flawless. I mean,
Yes.
it was really well received. But I want to mention something about entrepreneurship in particular in terms of the support system. When you talked about the no, for me, when I got my first no, I called my sister. I was like, I needed something here,
To complain.
Yeah. So just gave all of the story, but a support system is very important because while I wouldn't say that you need validation as such, but you need that support for someone to remind you
Of who you are.
of who you are. Just remember, just get up raw. That's it right there.
Raw.
So you
Super, Marlon, that is perfect.
Yeah.
And what I loved, the teachings on TD Jakes. And that is why it's also good to have haters. And my colleagues would normally say, if people are not hating you, then you're not doing something good and something of value. So he said, I want to thank you for hating me, because you hated me on a whole new level that I had to look within myself to see why you hated me. And because I looked, I saw what you saw, and it changed the trajectory of my life.
Exactly.
I now live in my purpose and my calling.
And we are changing every day. I mean, change is inevitable. We're changing. Embrace change. Yeah.
All right. But as we're talking about entrepreneurship and struggles, there are many times we get frustrated because you would see all other coaches popping up. You would find persons doing similar strategies to which you use. You would find persons working behind the scenes to tarnish your reputation.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Okay. Authenticity. Knowing who you are. Yeah.
I love it.
I was put here to do something that only Karena Sukhu could do. And you need to embrace that. And when I say embrace it, I mean embrace it, believe it, know it, live it, practice it. And that word practice is important. Because, I mean, there are lots of coaches, certified, uncertified, doing different things, getting into spaces. And the question comes up, from time to time. But then I say to myself, I prefer to use, like, I call it a pull strategy, because I feel like, once people get to know you and they like you and they trust you, it's called, like and trust factor. That's important, and you as a person, as an entrepreneur, you doing your very best in terms of just showing up and doing your best work. So it is it's daunting sometimes when you see these things happening, But I really thrive on authenticity.
I love
That's
it.
something that's real for me. I mean, like if you see me like here now, like the whatever you see is what you're gonna get.
I love it. Authenticity.
Yeah,
And there's business for everybody. So I cannot do things like Karuna because
yes,
I'm not you.
exactly,
And you bring your individual uniqueness to it.
exactly.
So even if we're teaching customer service, it will be a different
Different,
set of training, a
completely
different
different way.
experience. Because you have your own experiences and I have mine.
Yes.
So why not too? Instead of fighting against each other or competing, why not let's collaborate?
Exactly.
Why is it businesses fear collaboration?
And I love collaboration. To be quite honest, I love collaboration. It's actually one of the values in my business. Collaboration is very important because when you can move away from the competitive driven approaches, I think it makes your life easier. And I also think it helps with your creativity.
Yes.
You can imagine you're worried about who's doing this, who's doing that, and you're losing your ideas when you do that. Because you're caught up in something that's external, get into, okay, this is what Karina could do, and even the executive president,
Yes.
who talked about that, right? Your style and your character and your substance, what do you bring to the table? Really understand what you bring to the table, and put that with your style, your unique approach, the way you speak, and then really understanding yourself as a person, your core values, that character piece. That right there is the wow factor. It makes up who you are as a person, as a leader, as an entrepreneur. And you just have to, but again, that's why coaching is important. Not everyone could sit, and I couldn't do it. I was helped with coaching. So that's why I really support this as something, that's important, very important in your drive, personal and professional development, those pursuits, just going to that next level. Sometimes you need a partner, co-partnering, collaboration. Yeah, it's important.
There are many times I would just going about my business and then a creative, unique, innovative idea comes to mind. I'm saying, okay, that's good. But later on, it keeps provoking me. It keeps being there hanging. Marlon do this and Marlon do that. And subconsciously, when I find idle time, it just keeps coming to the front. And this is what you can do to benefit. This is what this is who you can collaborate with to bring this to life. And that is how I basically go about life. Using my innovative, creative skills. I don't know where it comes from. Because I was also sharing that I could be in a classroom, you can be teaching me, and I am agreeing with you, I'm understanding what you say and so on. But I leave the session, I forget completely. But later on, 2-3 years down the line or something, and I am tasked with speaking, I'm connecting back with what you said, and it's coming back to me fresh. So similarly, my workshops are different and they're tailored for every organization. Yes, they get a framework, but how much you actually get out of the session is also based on your participation and what you ask.
Your readiness.
Your readiness.
Your readiness is very important. It's important.
Because look, some people can be teaching and you're not ready yet to receive what they're teaching.
Yeah.
And later down the line, then it all makes sense. It's all put together. So this business of coaching and training is a very unique thing,
Yeah, personal and professional development is about unleashing potential, creativity, and it's not those ordinary conversations. It's really those directed conversations where you want to bring out the best in the person so that they can truly understand. Yeah, I can do this. Again, I would say the role. Yes. I mean, if you just use that.
I'd like to shout out to Kevin Ramguli, director from Guyanese Chamber of Commerce in Trinidad, joining our program. And one of the things you did mention, executive presence, and I'd like to zoom in on that. As small businesses, I'm getting excited because this is something I'm really passionate about, executive presence. As SMEs, we often, many of us, while we try to to achieve our mark and to be somebody or something in life, we're comfortable at where we are. And sometimes that comfortableness takes us into rooms where we just go in there and be comfortable. We're not making an extra conscious, deliberate decision to stand out.
Right.
Executive presence can help you with that.
Yes. How does it help? You get out of the box of playing small. A lot of us just comfortable in this zone, you know. I'm safe here. But get out and realize it's more than this. And it's about your character. You have to, that's why I keep saying, I said it so many times, you really have to know and understand yourself. That's the first and foremost, you know, and then you have your very own style and your approach in terms of how you wear your clothes, how you wear your hair, your shoes, whatever, your brands, or however you want to put that across, you know. And your substance. What do you bring to the table?
Beautiful.
That substance is so important. What do you bring to the marketplace? You know, what value are you bringing to clients? How are you touching lives?
I love it. One time I used to work at the Ministry of Human Services, and if we understand what goes on at Georgetown Public Hospital, one time I went to Georgetown Public Hospital and I was testing something. I said, let me try see now like how the kind of treatment I will get if I go and behave like a normal person or so. So I said, hi, good night. I'm trying to check on a patient XYZ. Nobody didn't pay attention to me. So I said, oh, this is what is going on. I said, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get some information, some assistance. Can anybody assist me? The tone of voice, the disposition, everything was changed, and I was able to get information. Even doctors I had running and bringing files to assist persons. I'm standing up because I'm getting excited. So even when we, as business owners, when we go to networking sessions, your presence, the way you dress, the way you communicate, says a lot about you. So what idea or what are we communicating to persons non-verbally?
Your body language.
Yeah. So from the inception, when I come to you, I shake your hand. I'm giving you a nice professional shake. Of course, we can do workshops on how to walk, how to talk, how to stand, and how to read persons' body language and their cues. So we also interact with you, and every day I pledge to be the best that I can be. So when I'm going out or I'm going to a networking session, I'm trying to be the most outspoken or the most unique person in the room. So everybody that I interact with, they will remember me.
It also deals with authenticity. You really, because I mean, I would say I would never say gaudy and pretend, you know, to sometimes, you know, face your fear and, you know, yes, you're scared. Just do it. But just do your best.
No, but I'm not saying too that it's easy because it's not easy.
No, it isn't.
Because after interacting with people on a day or at least after one networking session, because you're giving so much, you feel drained. And that is why when coaches deliver sessions, they either want to sleep for an entire day or they feel extremely tired. Because you've been pouring. And we cannot pour from an empty cup, so we've always got to be filling. And we've always got to be learning new things. So it's when we give you meaningful information and training that we can move you from one position to another.
Exactly. And it's about, you know, having those conversations, trust-based, open conversations, win-win relations. This is what it's all about. You know, really get into that place of next level. Next level. That is what it is.
Yes.
You know, you say, if you stay in one place and you play small there, that's where you're gonna be. And then again, you would have that tendency to compare and to ask questions. But you have to put in the work. Understand leadership, entrepreneurship. It takes a lot of work from within. From within, you really need to get in there.
Like you said, self-awareness.
You should have that self-awareness. Personal competence allows you to have that social competence. You know, and then you appreciate yourself also. You know, I must, you know, yes, I should go out there looking my very best.
I'm just going to use an example. Let us say Karena and there's Les Brown. What is stopping Karena from being or achieving what Les Brown has achieved?
That'll be belief system.
The belief system, and the things that you do.
Yeah.
So you can very well be the next Les Brown, even better than Les Brown. But it is what you believe about yourself and how you approach whatever it is you're going to do. And that is why this story about the lion and the elephant and the sheep. So the elephant is big in size. The lion is not the biggest, it's not the strongest, but the lion, when it gets up, it tells itself, I'm going to get lunch. I'm the king of the jungle. So belief system can make a big elephant feel like a sheep in the presence of the lion.
Yes, yes. You could be intimidated.
You can be intimidated. So your executive presence now is saying that you're operating at a different level. It speaks about confidence, it speaks about substance, it speaks about class. So when you step out, you're going forward as though you are the best.
Right, but you know, you have to also know what you bring to the table. Because, I mean, you could look your best and all of that too, but and not be able to really say what you bring to the table. You know, that would also be an issue.
Definitely.
So it works together.
It works together.
Works, yeah.
In tandem. So you have to bring substance. You have to bring clarity.
You have to bring substance. You have to bring your very own style and your character.
Character.
Yeah, you know, what are your core values, the things that you want, you do not want, purpose, all of that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now imagine you're doing business and your character's sour.
Oh, that'll be like an empty suit.
An empty suit. Many times we interact with business people. We're trying to get information or we're trying to use their service, and they make it so difficult for us to do business with them. Rule number one of the game: never make it difficult for customers to give you their money. Now, customers should be able to give you their money with ease. Customers don't like to go and look for information.
No.
So many times persons are posting flyers and then you gotta inbox a price and you see a set of persons commenting price and they say inbox. Why not put the price? The price is not a secret. Because somebody can still find out the price and come and post it here. This is the price if people want.
Yeah.
So that is one.
Ease of doing business.
I'll provide all the information the person wants, and also work on your character, work on your tone, your customer service.
Yeah, upskilling.
That's a big thing.
If you need to upskill, there are many online courses, you know, again, but in order to know the skill gaps, you need to really know yourself, you know, and appreciate what is it you need to do.
Do you teach ethics?
Haven't done it, you know, to be quite honest, but obviously I can
because
do a
there's
module
something
if you want me to.
That is something that is very much needed as well, because I know of businesses and stuff.
Do you mean corporate government? Yeah, okay. Well, I'll definitely understand that. I mean, being in corporate and also being on a board, you definitely would need to practice that corporate governance.
Some of them give you differences in price. So, in terms of ethics, I'm coming to you to access your service, and because you see me dress up with a suit, you charge me one price. But when I come again with my hair grown and short pants, you recognize me, you charge me a lesser price. So ethics is what is needed in business as well.
Yeah.
And as SMEs, if we want to get it right, we've got to look at our entire governance structure and our policies, and we've got to get it right. So we've got to set systems that work and that will help us. We've got to invest in our personal and professional growth if we want to succeed. And of course, having a coach can be able to point us in the right direction.
Yeah, so that your business could sustainability. One of the presenters spoke about sustainability, and that's a big topic. Not to just have a business, but a sustainable business. Business continuity. We have a business is dynamic. There are a lot of uncertainties. A business continuity plan is also very important.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I know that we're out of time, but my main question for you this evening: there may be other coaching services available. Why should persons select Caption Consulting and Coaching?
Why should you select Caption Consulting and Coaching Limited? I would say the first and foremost thing would be your credibility and your authenticity and readiness. and I have all of the above. Okay, I'm willing to work in terms of if it's in person, if it's the online approach. I do have a hybrid approach also, and I do customize approaches. So there's no one size fits all. So I would not say I did it to X for X company, I'll do the same thing for Y company. It's different. I listen. I'm an active listener. So I really get into what are those areas of your business, or even if it's coaching and it's a self-development course, definitely I'm there to work on it. But why? I think authenticity. If it's in one word, it will be that for me, because sometimes people, it's not just about you have to talk, not just walk the
Walk the walk.
walk the walk.
Not just talk the
Not
talk.
just talk the talk. You have
but
to
walk
walk
the walk.
the walk. Not just talk the talk, but walk the walk, and that's important. All right. So that's basically what I do. What I say, it's what I do. I deliver. I really do deliver. Yeah. I'm proud of the track record in terms of being able to deliver and see companies grow, see leaders grow, see entrepreneurs flourish and prosper.
And I must say that throughout the conference, I've seen that you were able to really stand out. So I'm really impressed with what we hear here and what we would have seen throughout the last couple of days, because you were able to stand out. Your presence was there. You were always giving a supportive smile. Persons were just reaching out and connecting with you, and I was told that, Marlon, who's this woman? She's really nice. Even my father was at the conference. He was saying, I met this lady and she was really good at what she do. So I'm happy that you were able to not only talk the
I
talk,
gave
but
him
you
some
were
entrepreneurial some tips.
lovely.
Yes, I just need to remember that.
So you're able to also walk the walk. I'm seeing persons that are watching and joining from New York. It's a pleasure to have you, John. Rodondas is also joining. It's
Okay,
personal
hi,
growth.
Roll.
It's critical for business growth.
Yes.
Kisun Dai Ramdas, Kevin Ramguli, Beverly Goodman, Rhonda Spence, Gwen Patterson, Anita Durga, Gayatri Samwaru. Also those joining us on YouTube, Onika Caesar, Sunita Camacho, Rutherat, and Rudolph. It's a pleasure to have you guys joining.
Pleasure.
And we look forward to connecting with you next week. But before we go, how can persons contact you?
Okay, so you can check my website, www.captionconsultingandcoaching.com. I can also, my number, it's 1-868-722-2900. You can also go through my website there, and you can click the contact page, and you can arrange a meeting with me also. And I do have a Facebook page. It's Caption Consulting and Coaching. And I'm also on LinkedIn, Caption Consulting and Coaching.
Thank you very much. Daniel, as we see you as well. It's a pleasure to have you join our program, particularly as your first time here in Guyana and visiting our program. We really appreciate you. Also, thank you for coming for our conference. And we hope that this was meaningful. It afforded you the connections that you were looking for. And we wish you much success in your business.
Thank you, Marlon. Thank you.
You were able to do
it was a good meeting point, I must say.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally enjoyed your conference.
And that you
met some wonderful people.
Well, it's the best you're talking to. Executive presence and doing your work.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Notwithstanding, excellent presentation, Miranda is saying. Miranda Mohammed, thank you for joining. It's a pleasure to have each and every one of you join us every Tuesday evening for Entrepreneurship in Focus. Next week, we'll be coming to you live from Trinidad. Yes, we're heading across to Trinidad to interact with the folks over there. I am told that they're waiting for me with the soca music and the beaches. So we're going to be having a grand time. And we'll look forward to connecting. If you know of a person who can be able to benefit from an interview on our program, feel free to reach out to me on 652-1959 so that we can have that interview scheduled. As well as if you're looking to sponsor our program, definitely we welcome you on board. 652-1959. I'm your host, Marlon Joseph, signing out. Do take care.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.